Gurave Gaurachandaya Radhikavistadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Stadbhaktaya Namo Namah Badhe Bitante Bhaktin Mukamavartaya Srutim Yat Kripatvam Vande Sri Madana Gopal Prabhu. Jai Nitai. From today, we'll listen Srimad Bhagavat Geeta katha, which is most important for our life. Before we'll start to listen, and our topics will be one chapter there, which is most important. It's Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12. But before we'll start this, we have to listen to some things. Some introduction must be there. Why these advices of Swam Bhagavan? Why Srimad Bhagavat Geeta? It's most important for our life. Actually, it is not a different Purana, you know. Srimad Bhagavat Geeta is one part of Mahabharata. But then also you can see it's famous and it's accepted by everyone as a separate book, separate Purana. Because it is most important. It's very connected with our life. That great battle of Kurukshetra, it represents completely our life. Our samsara, a battlefield, isn't it? We are fighting always, every moment we are fighting for survival. If we are not fighting, then we'll die, we'll be killed. It was not before, the situation, it was not before. But how the time is passing in Kali Yuga, all the moments are going more harder than before. Before 10 years, there was some different situation, different mood. But now, everything is changing, isn't it?
So many problems this
so
year.
Many. Not only with our life, not only with us. Also you can see outside. The climates. Everything are changing. By the time of in Kali Yuga. And at the beginning point of Kali Yuga, there was a big battle, and that is Kurukshetra. Some said Kurukshetra, this great battle happened just after start of Kali Yuga. Some said it's just the ending point of Dwapara Yuga. But it was very near. Anyhow, it was very connected with Kali Yuga. Because it's, you can say, one kind of rituals, you know. In every book, in the introduction, we can see what will be in this full book. So the great battle of Kurukshetra, it was the introduction for Kali Yuga. What is coming to happen? It was just some image, just some reflection a synopsis of all total Kali Yuga. All the participants were there. They are signifying some things. All the characters who are engaged there in Mahabharata, they are signifying some things for our life. Just think about Dhritarashtra. He was blind. He was blind only by eyes? No. He was blind only not by eyes, but by the weakness for his son, Duryodhana. So how one blind person cannot see anything? So by this blindness of the weakness of his son, Dhritarashtra, he never seen any fault of Duryodhana. He represents our that weak points. Dhritarashtra represents our that weak points. Sometimes we become very weak for someone, for something. And we can do anything, we can ignore anything for that. It's some kinds of affection, great affection with material attachment. Sometimes we'll get attachment with someone, some person. Sometimes we'll get attachment with some stuffs. Sometimes we'll get attachment with our position. So then that blindness will appear inside of our heart. When that blindness will appear inside of our heart, then we'll never see our own fault, our mistakes. Then it will be very difficult to clarify ourselves. Then think about Duryodhana. He's also a very important character. But what's happened with him? He was a big and great warrior. He was more greater warrior than Bhima. You know? Duryodhana and Bhima both were the disciples of Baladev Chandra. They learned about that clav, gada, from Baladev Chandra. And Baladev Chandra was really loved Duryodhana because of his skill. Because Duryodhana was very much skillful than Bhima. And he is more powerful than Bhima. Then why he was defeated there? Because of his false ego. If we want to learn something, then at the beginning we have to be very soft, very polite, very humble. You can make a bow, you know bow? By some bamboo which is very soft, you can bend. By some wood which is very soft. If it is very hard, very dry, then it will break. You cannot bend it. So same things. When we'll get some lesson, we must be very polite, very humble, without any ego inside of us. That's why in the scripture teaches us when you'll go in front of your Guru, when you'll go in front of a wise person, act like an ignorant person. Then you can get that higher knowledge from him. if you'll show your ego, if you'll show your skill in front of him, you'll never open his mouth. But always we are getting our false ego with very little skill. Is not? If we have only some money, so that ego is coming. Oh, I am very rich person. If we finish, just read 50 or 60 books, then we'll start to think, oh, I am a very wise person.
I know so many shlokas.
Yes, I know so many slokas. I know everything. If we have some little bit good looking, then after some time we'll do some things with our skins and with our beauty. Then we'll start to think, oh, I'm the most beautiful person. So, false ego always drives us in an opposite direction from truth. It is not truth. Whenever we'll show our pride, our false ego, we have to think, yes, for what I am showing my pride, rich, there is more person richer than me. I have to think in that way. There is more wise person, scholar person, who is better than me, greater than me. There is more person who is most beautiful, more beautiful than me. So always we have to think in that way. But if there is false ego like Duryodhana, it will never bend. It will never teach you how to accept some knowledge, some lesson. Duryodhana will never die if he will follow the instruction of the Yudhishthira, you know. Because Duryodhana, as usual, he was a great warrior. But at the end, when Duryodhana will go to the battle, when it was very serious position for the Kauravas, so Gandhari, he wanted to see Duryodhana. He never seen.
She wanted to see.
She wanted to see Duryodhana. She never seen before because always she was covered her eyes.
Blindfold.
So she never seen any of her son, not even daughter. She had 100 sons and 1 daughter, is not? Dushala. So she never seen it. But that time when Kauravas were really in a serious position, so that time she wanted to see Duryodhana. Because she had such power. By his austerities, which austerities? That she followed her husband. Although she had his eye power, vision, but she stopped this only for her husband. So it was accepted like an austerities. So she got that power. One time she got this boon. If she look to anyone, all her body or all his body will transform like a rock. No one can beat or break it. So she wanted to give her such power to Duryodhana, you know. But she did not reveal this. That she wanted to give these blessings to Duryodhana. She said only, I want to look Duryodhana. And Duryodhana, he was surprised. He went to his uncle, Shakuni, and he asked, oh Mama, my mother, she wanted to see me. He called me.
She called me.
Yes. She called me. So I have to go in front of him. How? I'll go to her. In front of her. Sakuni, he said, okay, just dress very nicely, like princess, like prince, and go to her. So he followed the instruction of his uncle. When he just said, Mother, I'm here in front of you. Then Gandhari asked, how you came in front of me? Who said this? My uncle. Sakuni, your brother. How he said, I dressed like his instruction and I came here. Gandhari said, no, go to Yudhishthira. Ask him and then come to me. Duryodhana was surprised. The battle is going, that time. The battle was going and his mother said, go to Yudhishthira. But it was her order. So anyhow, he has to follow. So he went to Yudhishthira and he asked, oh my brother, after a long time, not after a long time, after my birth, my mother want to look at me, my other mother want to see me. And so she sent me to you to ask. What? You have to ask? Yes. I have to ask how I'll go in front of her. Duryodhana, you are smiling. Then he said, Duryodhana, you know how one mother is watching her baby first time? When he born, oh, that time, that baby will be without any dresses.
Naked.
Naked. So Duryodhana, that is my answer. Your mother wanted to see you first time. He never seen you before. So go to her, naked, completely naked. So he followed the order. So he was going to Gandhari, naked. But in midway he was stopped by Shakuni again. Oh, Duryodhana, what is happening? Where you are going? To my mother? My mother sent me to Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira said I have to go in that way to my mother. Shakuni said, are you crazy? You know, when the son or daughter will be young, they must keep their own personality. They must cover. So, but Yudhishthira said, okay, that's good. You just cover your mid portion. You should not show your genitals to your mother. It's offense against her. Really? Yes. So, by some big leaves, Shakuni, he covered this portion up to knee. And then Duryodhana, again, he went in front of Gandhari and he said, Mother, I came back from brother Yudhishthira. How he said, I came in that way. Then Gandhari, she uncovered her eyes, and look at him. At the first sight, he looked from top to bottom, and again, by shouting, she covered her eyes. Oh, What's happened? Duryodhana, Yudhishthira said to you come in that way to covering some things? Then he said, no. He said that I should come to you completely naked. So why you didn't follow him? I lost all my power and it was useless for you. So that means it's fixed that you will lose this battle. And how Bhima, he killed Duryodhana? Here. Yes, because all the other parts of his body was completely raw. It transformed like raw. Only this part was not transformed. So, Duryodhana, he doesn't want to bow down in front of anyone. Sakuni, Duryodhana, he doesn't want to bow down in front of anyone, but if we don't know how to bow down in front of teacher, in front of Guru, then we'll never get great knowledge for our life. If we want to go up, first we have to know how to down. You cannot jump by standing. If you want to jump from here to there, first you have to down, then you have to push, wipe it, then you can jump. Only by standing you cannot jump, isn't it? No one can. So you have to then push, you have to push yourself. So if you want to really take a jump in your life, so you have to know how to down in front of teachers, spiritual teachers. Then you can jump in your life. Then you can jump from this life, material life, to spiritual life. First you have to know how to go down in front of them. Another character, Sakuni. In our life, in every life, there is one Sakuni to drive us in a different direction. Always. What we can see externally, that Sakuni was the great friend of Duryodhana, is not? Great supporter. But it is not. It was not the truth. He wanted to get revenge against Dhritarashtra. For what? Because Sakuni, they were 100 brothers and one sister, Gandhari. And Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, he imprisoned all 100 brothers and his father. And he was the most younger brother, Sakuni. So all of them, they decided who is the most cleverest brother of them. He must live. So Sakuni was the most clever, all of them. And every day they will get only one corn of rice as their lunch and as their dinner. Only one rice, not one spoon, not one cup, only one rice.
1 grain of rice.
1 grain of rice. As lunch one, dinner one. So all of them, they collected this all 100 grains and gave it to Sakuni. So by their rice, all of them, they died. He was alive because he has to take revenge. against Dhritarashtra. And how he can do this? Not by the fight. He cannot fight with a great king. Is not? He was like an emperor. So how he will fight with him? So he just go inside his family. And he just brainwashed Duryodhana. He never say anything to anyone. He always brainwashed Duryodhana. He know, only by him I can destroy everything. If I am succeed to drive Duryodhana, then I can drive anyone. Because he is the prince, crown prince. So he brainwashed. And he drive Duryodhana in a different direction. From dharma to adharma. So in our life also we have. They look like friend, very intimate friend. We'll get. It's very easy to get such kinds of friends, you know, who is trying to drive us in different direction.
In the wrong direction.
Yes. From light to darkness, from satya to asatya, from dharma to adharma. We should be very careful about all those persons, about all those friends. So in this way, all the characters there are signifying some things for our life. Their characters is a great lesson for our life. We have not to read only that books. We have to feel, we have to match with our life. That great battle was there. It was between dharma and adharma, not only between Pandavas and Kauravas. So, always Bhagavan will take part in the side of dharma. And where Bhagavan will take part, that part always will be victorious. Always will get victory. They will win. They will defeat anyone. If Bhagavan is with someone, he can do anything, whatever he wants. Actually, by the power, Kauravas, they were more powerful than Pandavas in that battle. So many warriors, so many kings, so many kingdoms, they took part on the side of Kauravas. But side of Pandavas, not so much great warrior. But Krishna was there with them. The 100 brothers of Kauravas, they are representing countless faults of us. 5 Pandavas, they are representing 5 karmendriya of us.
Senses of action. Karmendriya, senses of action, hands, feet.
Senses of action. And by that karmendriya, we can do good and bad both. Everyone who is in this human form, they have eyes, ears, hand, feet, tongue. Isn't it? So everyone, they have this. But some of them, by their eyes, they can take darshan of Krishna. And others, by their eyes, same eyes, they are watching bad things. Some hands, some arms are engaged in Krishna Seva, Bhakta Seva, Vaishnava Seva, helping others. Some arms are engaged with this material works, which is not really beneficial only for him. So in that way, Pandavas, they are representing our senses of activities. When Krishna is with them, they can do anything. So when our super soul is connected with us, if we can feel Krishna is with us, so we can do anything. So in that battle, so many things representing some things which is very connected with our life. That's why all the words of Srimad Bhagavat Geeta are very important. It's changing, transforming our life, our mood, our activities. In Srimad Bhagavat Geeta we know, 18th chapter, is not? How many slokas?
700 something.
700. Just round figure 700. 700 slokas, 18th chapter. In this chapters also something is very significant. Just watch. First 6 chapter, how Bhagavan described, he advised to Arjuna. First 6 chapter, it's about Nishkama Karma, about Karma Kanda. Last 6 chapter, it's about Jnana. And the middle 6 chapter, about Bhakti. 1 to 6 Karma, 13 to 18 Jnana, 6 to 12, or 7 to 12 is Bhakti. It's happening with our life. Why Krishna he described in that way? Why he described in that way? Because Bhakti is very secret. Bhaktas, they are higher than any all sadhakas. From Karmakanda, from Jnanis. So they are higher, most higher than anyone. So Krishna wanted to show us this secret highest place of bhakti. That's why it was guarded by karma and jnana. If you want to enter bhakti, so you have to follow karma kanda practices. Don't forget this. It's also significance. Something is there. Karma, bhakti, jnana. The way in our bhakti path, it is also same like this. Karma, first karma, practice. Isn't it? We are practicing chanting Mahamantras, chanting mantras, doing kirtan, doing Vigraha Seva. These all parts of karma kanda. Is not? We are worshipping, we are doing arati, offering bhogas. These all parts of karma kanda. By that, what will happen? Then we can enter, we can engage ourselves with bhakti, isn't it? When with bhakti we will continue this practice, then at the end, it will reveal inside of our heart the jnana, not that dry jnana, jnana about Sri Krishna. It's the internal meaning of that way, of that process. External, Krishna wanted to show us the highest stage of bhakti. That's why he covered. Bhakti is not so open. But we misunderstood this. Krishna wanted to show us the highest stage of bhakti, that bhakti is most sacred, but we misunderstood. And what actually we are doing? We are covering our bhakti by jnana and karma. Krishna covered bhakti by jnana and karma to show us that bhakti is very secret. But we misunderstood this. So we are covering by jnana and karma our bhakti. Same time we are practicing bhakti, same time we are running for yoga and jnanas. So bhakti, sometimes it's going down. If you are not taking care of your plant, so plant will die. Bhakti is like a plant. So always it's need to take care. It's a very sensitive plant, you know. Always it's need taking care, seriously taking care. If you are not really taking care seriously, then that plant will die. So if we are not taking care about our bhakti, so then that plant of bhakti will die. We have to take care of very seriously. So in that way, Sri Krishna, after describing Niskam Karma, he entered in Bhakti Yoga. But when he finished, how it started this chapter of Bhakti Yoga? When he finished about Niskam Karma, then Arjuna, he got the confusion, you know. Because when Krishna was describing about some sadhakas, he was describing in that way that he is the most higher than anyone. About the karma yogis and about Niskam karma yogis. And then Krishna described about bhaktas also. So Arjuna was confused about this. So he wanted to know who is the supremost in front of Krishna in all his sadhaka. So he asked Arjuna Vacha in Srimad Bhagavat Geeta Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna Vacha Evam Shatata Yukta Je Bhaktyastang Paryupashate Je Chapyaksharam Abhyaktam Teshanke Yoga Vidyama. O Krishna, by your explanation I got this point. There is two types of great sadhaka. One is following without any desire. They are worshipping Brahma. But for that, they never want anything. Only they want to watch, to take darshan, to meet. And there is one more, who is worshipping you in this form of Shyama Sundar with their heart, with their great attachment. So, who is greater in front of you? Who is nearer to you? Who is most nearest one? You know, Arjuna, he made some trick. Because you know, if you will ask directly, so Krishna will not say this. He will say, everyone is great. So that's why he just start to compare. That is our nature, you know. If there is 5 persons and amongst these 5 I love one most, and other also nearest person of me, but I love one too much. So somebody came and he started to say about all those 5 persons. And he started to say in that way, all they are the same, you know, all they are very naughty, all they are quarreling. So when that person will say in that way, in common way, they are the same, I will take him out whom I love. No, he is not like that. I will take him out. No, he is not like that. Maybe other 4 they are naughty, they are quarreling, maybe other 4 they are bad. But he is not. I know him very well, you know. I know him very well. I will not accept his fault. I will not tolerate that somebody is comparing him with others, normal person. So Arjuna knows, if I will do this comparison in front of Krishna, so he will show this. Then Arjuna, he start to compare. You know, Krishna, by your description, I got these feelings that Niskam Karma Yogi, the sadhakas who are following Niskam Karma, that path, they are also very great. And there is also one other who is attached with you. They are also good, they are also very nice. But Krishna, what do you think about them? Who is more nearer to you? When Arjuna starts to compare with his devotees, with others, then he could not tolerate this. He said, oh, Arjuna, you shouldn't compare them. Arjuna said, for what? Because you said, how you said, I am saying what I felt. By your description. No, Arjuna. Don't misunderstood my devotees. Can you imagine? Mai avishya manojemang nitya yukta upashate sraddhaya parayo petaste me yukta tamamata. We should not compare my devotees with others. If you watch them, then you can see their greatness. Hey Arjuna, they are the supreme. They are very nearmost of me. You know, they are very attached. They don't know anything except me. Maya avashya. All their activities are connected with me. All their behavior connected with me. All their intention connected with me. Maya avashya. Can you imagine, Arjuna, that situation? What is Majyavashya? They are absorbed in me. They are opening their eyes. Wherever they look, only they can see my form is there. From behind, side, up, down, everywhere. Wherever they look, they will see only my form is there. whatever they'll do for me. All their moods are offered to me. You know, Arjun? They are smiling for me, they are crying for me. So, for me, they're the most nearest one. So that's why I'm very careful about them. Because they are always connected. Mai avashya, in this mood, they absorb in me, and in that way nitya yukta upashate, they are worshipping me and always connected with me. So Arjun, do you think the jnanis, the yogis, they have such kinds of dedication? Do you think they have same love like my devotees for me? Arjuna said, then Krishna, you really confess it, that the devotees who are following the path of bhakti, they are the nearest one of you. Yes, Arjuna, you are right. Ye taksharam anirdesyam abhyaktam paryupashate sarvatrakam achintacha kutasthamachalaṁ dhruvam samnyamendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hiterata. Arjun, you know, their path also, who are following the path of Akshar Brahma, who are following path of yogas, Paramatman, that path also coming to me. Maybe not direct, it's indirect, but it also coming to me. They can attain me, maybe in another form. They can attain me, yogis, they can attain me in the form of Paramatman. The jnanis, they can attain me in the form of Brahman. But you know, it's very difficult for them. Klesham jetaksharamanidrashyam mabhyaktam parjupashate. Who are worshipping my form as Akshar Brahma, abhyaktam, which form are not described, sarvatrakam, which form is everywhere. Everything is covered by that form. Achintancha, which form is not imagined by anyone. Kutastham, which form never changes. Achalam, which form is very fixed. Samyamendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya. They can attain my one form, who are following Akshar Brahma, that worshipping. If they can see the similarities in everything, everyone, and with this intention, with this mood, who is following this path, they can attain me in another form, but their path also coming to me. But you know, Arjun, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to attain. Klesho udhikotaras tesham abhyakta shakta chetasam abhyakta higatir dukkhya dehavat bhiravapyate. That way, who are following the path of jnanas, yogas, klesha adhikataram. There, here, klesha is that parisram, sufferings, problems, so much problems. for them to attain me, who are following the path of Brahman, who are following the path of Paramatman, yogas, jnanas, for them, attaining me is very problematic. They will suffer. So much attention they will pay. They will give 100% of their effort, but then also they cannot attain. What in Srimad Bhagavat Geeta, in Srimad Bhagavat, Brahma said to Krishna, Brahma, he was describing the path, how one can attain Krishna, Krishna Bhakti. So he said that Jnane prayasha mudapasha namanta eva jivanti shamukharitāṃ bhavadīya vārtāṃ sthāne sthitaṃ srutigatāṃ tanubāṃ manobhīr ye prayasha jīta jīta pyoshito istrilokya. First, one has to leave all the activities of jnana and yoga. All the activities. They should not try even about this. Then need to take shelter on the lotus feet of bhakta, very pure devotee. And then, after she will be blessed by him, advised by him, then he has to fix in one place, in his place. And by three ways he has to worship, he has to follow all the instructions of his Guru. Then one can attain Sri Krishna Bhakti, then one can attain Sri Krishna. Only he can get, who is following this path in that way. Krishna asked to Brahma, "Oh Brahma, what you just said, it's very nice. Yes, it's true. But I have one more question to you. You know, in the scripture, to attain me, there is written and described millions of paths. Thousands of paths are there. The rishis, munis, they showed, they described, they said. So just think. I am asking you about these three paths. Because you mentioned this main three paths, jnana, yoga and bhakti. There is more other millions. But I am talking about these three. Just think, you said that one has to go to my devotees and he has to leave the activities of jnana and yoga. Then he has to follow the path of bhakti. Then he can attain me. Just imagine, one just leave the activities in bhakti and accepted the path of jnana and yoga. What will happen with them? Is they also attain me like devotees, like bhaktas? Brahma said, no. How? Not possible. It's not quite impossible, it's impossible. Krishna asked, why? Okay. Sreya sritim bhakti mudashyate vibho klishyanti je kevala bhuthalabdhaye teshamashu kleshalavashishyate nanyat yathasthuna tushavakhatina. Hey Prabhu, now I am giving you an example. Now you appeared in the family of a Vaishya. So your family is connected with cultivation. So I am saying you something truth about cultivation. So can you, Prabhu, you can say how one plant will grow? Yes. It's very easy, Brahma. Just take the seeds, put in the ground, then take care of the seeds very well, give water, food there, and after some time the plant will come out from the seed. Then Brahma said, okay, that's very good. Hey Prabhu, just think about that rice plant. Rice plant. So rice will be covered by the skin. Which plant are growing in the shadow? There, rice will not grow, but the skin will be there. They look like full rice, but there is only skins. Rice will be not inside that skins. So they are also known as fake rice, or in Sanskrit, it's sthuna. Just think about them, or just think. You just grown rice, take out the rice from the plant, and take out the peels, and you just take rice from the peels out. What will left, Prabhu, there? The skins, tusha. Tusha will be there. So, if you will try to find one rice from that tusha, can you find? If you will try with that hammer, special hammer, for taking out the peels of rice, maybe year after year, maybe yuga after yuga. So as much as you want, you can try this. How much rice you can find from that skins? Krishna said, oh Brahma, are you kidding? Because there is no rice, there is only skins. Already the rice was taken out from the skins. So how I will find rice there? There is no rice. So how long time I will try, I will hit by that hammer to that skins. Not even one grain of rice I will get from there. So, your answer is this, Prabhu. Shreyas sriting bhaktim udashyate vibho. The best way to attain you, that path is bhakti. And only one path is there. It's bhakti. If somebody just udasya, just leave that all activities of bhakti and try with jnana and yoga. So they are doing the same job. They are trying to finding some rice from the skins, but there is no rice. Where there is no rice. So jnanis and yogis, they will get as a result, at the end of all their activities is a big zero. The result will be a big zero. Because you are not there. You are not in yoga, you are not in jnana. Always you are here in bhakti. So Krishna says here to Arjuna, Klesha adhikataram stesham. Arjuna, yes, They will attain my another form like Paramatma. They will attain my another form like Brahman. But it will be very, very problematic. You know why? Because jnanis, they are following the path of impersonalism. There is no form, there is no quality. But the human beings, it's difficult for them to accept some things, to get some things, to feel some things without any form. If we listen some things, if somebody said some things about some things, so first question will be how it looks, is not? Oh really, how it looks? Then the next question will be about the qualities. What it is doing, how we can use it. It's for eating or for using for some other job. So our mind and heart is connected with shape and qualities. We cannot imagine some things without any form. We cannot feel, we cannot accept some things without any qualities. And it's very difficult for this yoga in Kali Yuga. Always we are finding some benefits, profit. If there is no profit, our mind and our heart is not attached with that. If there is no profit, so I will not go there. So that is why everywhere, in all Bhagavat Katha, in all Krishna Katha, prasad is there. That to catch the devotees. Is there benefit? Yes, big prasad is there. They arrange a big festival. So I'll go. Always we are searching some benefits, always we are searching some profit. If there is profit, if there is something very good, pleasurable, so we'll run there. So for us, it's impossible to imagine some things, to feel some things without any form and qualities. So that's why at the beginning of Kali Yuga, Krishna said to Arjuna, "Hey Arjuna, who is following that path? Jnanas and karmas. They will attain me. They will attain me in another form, but it is most difficult way. It's very hard, very tough, quite impossible. But the easiest and only one way to attain me, that is bhakti. What Brahma said. So, Krishna clearly it is said that in front of him, just in the front row, there is no place, there is no seat booked for yogis and jnanis. They will be in the last row. The first row will be for the devotees, first some rows will be for the devotees. And then yogis, and then at the last jnanis. So it is very clear. But at the same time Krishna said before to Arjuna that Samohang Sarva Bhuteshu no me dishyasti na priya. Hey Arjun, in front of me everyone are same. Jnanis, yogis, bhaktas, sankhas, everyone on the same, equal. No me rishasti na priya. No one is the nearest most of me. No one is so far from me. Everyone is in equal place, equal position. But now he's saying something different. Why? For what? What is the greatness of the devotees? Arjuna will ask. Tomorrow evening we will listen to this. Tomorrow evening we'll continue. There is, in Bhakti Yoga, there is 20 sloka. In this chapter there is 20 sloka. So, in these days, maybe more 3 days or 4 days. How many days? 4 more. 4 more. So 4 more. Today, 5, every day, 5 sloka will continue. So by other 4 more days, this chapter will finish, will complete. So tomorrow evening, we'll continue this Bhakti Yoga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Yes, I have few questions. I would like to ask you, you say that the first 6 chapters are Nishkama, then 6 chapters are Bhakti, and since I know Bhagavad Gita, my favorite chapter always was 2nd chapter, and I was always thinking it was for me the most Bhakti chapter. So I would like to know why I get such wrong impression.
No, it's not wrong. When one devotees, it depends on the vision, you know. If you see something with blue glass, everything will be blue. If you see something with some red glass, everything will be red, isn't it? So, you are reading Bhagavad Gita, 1st chapter, 2nd chapter, with your bhakti, because you are practicing bhakti. So that's why from there also you are getting. Bhagavan will say, yes, they will get, they can attain me. But that yoga, that jnana must be connected with bhakti. Then they can attain. Without any connection of bhakti, no one can attain me. Bhagavan will explain this in this chapter later. So, when you are reading the chapter 2, you have bhakti inside you. So you are reading the glass of bhakti. So everything is, you are feeling in bhakti.
I want also ask you, Baba, what you advise us how to study Bhagavad Gita? Better read one verse, one shloka a day, repeatedly, or read one chapter, or read it like book from beginning to end. Also read the commentary, not to read. If you have some advice.
Yes, well, nice question. How we should read Bhagavad Gita? Benefits from Srimad Bhagavat Gita in every way you will get. Only by worshipping, offering flowers, you will get some benefits. Only by watching Srimad Bhagavat Gita is there, you will get some benefits. Only by reading without any feelings, because you don't know Sanskrit, isn't it? So you will read what is written in your alphabets, in Czech alphabets. You will just utter, spell it. You will just follow the spell. You don't know what is written there. To feel it, you have to see the translation. But although you don't know anything, although you have no knowledge about Sanskrit, but if you can spell these slokas, it's also get benefits. And if we'll read without meaning, with feelings, then it's the highest benefits. So that's why it will be good. In two ways you can read. One chapter and the glories of Srimad Bhagavat Geeta. Without reading of glories of Bhagavad Gita, the reading of chapters will be not fruitful. It is fixed. In Bhagavad Gita Mahatma, it is written there. If you read one sloka Bhagavad Gita, you have to read Bhagavad Mahatma. If you read maybe one sloka from Bhagavad Mahatma, maybe 2 sloka or 10 sloka from Bhagavad Mahatma, but you have to read. Then it will be beneficial, it will be fruitful, what you will read in Bhagavad Gita chapter. But my advice is, don't do very fast. Don't read it very fast. Try to understand. Maybe 10 sloka. If it is very precious to you, 5 sloka. Every day 5 sloka. But follow in that way by understandings. You have to feel, then you will get the proper benefits. Then it will change your life. It will change your activity, it will change your mood. Otherwise, only you will get blessings from him, from Srimad Bhagavat Gita. But it will be not 100% fruitful. So read with understandings.
Also, I want to ask you, Baba, this morning you told us that the pranayama would be very useful, better than go to psychologist. But now Lord Krishna is advising to abandon yoga and jnana. So
it is not completely abandoned. It is not completely abandoned, I am telling you. Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is said about Uttama Bhakti? Anya vilasita shunam shunyam jnana karma dhanavritam anukullena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. Anya vilasita shunyam. What is Uttama Bhakti? First, we have to leave all our desires. We have to delete, we have to erase. Then we have to follow the path of bhakti. We have to take shelter on the lotus feet of Krishna. And for helping your bhakti path, you can accept some part from jnana and yoga. But you must be careful about that. It should not cover your bhakti. Jnana karma dhanavritam. Rupa Goswami, he didn't say that it will be completely forbidden for us, for bhaktas. He said, yes, you can accept some part from jnana, you can accept some part from yoga, which will be beneficial and supportive for developing your bhakti. But after that, you have to be careful about that. It should not cover your bhakti. Always we are doing these mistakes. We are starting to help our bhakti and we are accepting some parts from jnana and karma. But after that, what is happening with us? It will be the most important. Bhakti will go behind. So then it is covering our bhakti. What is said? It will be helpful to controlling your mind. Are you talking about controlling mind, isn't it?
Yes,
that time?
yes, right.
So I said, they asked him. I was outside and it was near about bare body. So they ask, you are not feeling cold? No, it depends on my mind. How? If I'll think that it's cold, so suddenly I'll feel cold. If I'm not thinking like this, it will not touch me, the cold. I'm okay. So maybe Amrita asked, how it is happening? Then I advise, then try pranayama. By pranayama, you can do this. By meditation, you can do this. But both these, pranayama and meditation, both are the part of karma. Both are the part of yogas and jnanas. But we are accepting. In our practice also, you can see, in Hari Bhakti Vilas also you can see, there is dhyanam. What is dhyanam? Meditation. We have to meditate. But actually the meditation, that part is fixed for yogas. Anganyas, karanyas, everything are the part of karma. All our practice a part of karma. But we are following this. For what? To support our bhakti practice. But we have to be careful, it should not cover. We are accepting only to develop our bhakti most. Any more questions?
Krishna said in Gita in 10th chapter that Bhakti Yoga, that if recommended, think always to him, and if we cannot, we can follow Bhakti, Bhakti Yoga. And by understand Bhakti Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Archanam also, it's part. And you said that this is karma kanda, so could you explain more?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Just what you just said. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam. So it is all ninefold bhakti. There is first 5 is some kinds of connected with activity, is not?
Yes.
And the last four, Dasyam, Shakhyam, Atmanivedanam, the last 3 connected with mood. Dasyam is one mood, Shakhyam is one mood, Atmanivedanam is one mood. Is not?
Yes.
So, if we are following this all karma kandas, these activities, yes, it's all the part of bhakti. Prahlad Mahasaya, he said this 9-folded bhakti, it's beneficial for everyone. But at the end we have to enter this mood. When we'll enter in Raga Marga Bhakti, from Vaidhi Bhakti to Raga Marga Bhakti, what is exactly our bhajan path? You know, this is Raganuga Bhakti. And in Raganuga Bhakti, there is 2 parts. Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. What is Vaidhi Bhakti? This process, everything. What is Raganuga Bhakti? When it will be connected with the moods. Dasya, Shakhya, Vasalya and Madhur. So when, by this practice, when one will enter, then they have not to follow this all. Because already by this all they entered there. So it's parts of karma and parts of bhakti, both. It's not only part of karma, no, that is not. It's part of bhakti also. when using same practice in bhakti, then it is bhakti. When using same practice in yogas, there is no connection of Krishna, so it's very dry. It's not bhakti, it's yoga, it is karma. Meditation, the part of yoga, but when your meditation will be for Krishna, so it is bhakti. Because you are using in bhakti, then it is no more yoga, it is bhakti. But the same practice also is there in yoga. Bhakti accepts this part to develop this. So any more question? Murari is not asking me anything. Maybe he is tired.